All right, so if you're thinking about doing a kitchen remodel or a bathroom remodel or any kind of construction project without a project manager, I'll tell you, you're going to make a huge mistake. And that's what we're talking about today. Hey everybody, this is Vito Scarnecchia with the Avatano Group, powered by Coldwell Banker. Today we have the lovely and wonderful Veronica McCoy. Hi. She is my project manager, and we've been working together for a couple, 3 years now, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit more than 3 years.
Wow, yeah.
Yes.
And I've alluded to this many times in many videos. I couldn't do this job without Veronica because she's amazing, and I know she's blushing right now, but and it's taken me 3 years to get her on video.
That is true.
Because we're shy.
Like the camera.
But I have project management background. I have construction background, so I can tell contractors what I expect and what I need to have happen and everything. But Veronica takes this to the next level because back in the day, she used to be an architect and a project manager for multi-million-dollar hotel builds.
Yes.
And when I tell you she gets things done, she cracks the whip in such a nice way that the contractors want to do it for her because, you know, she's such a wonderful person.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask her some questions and we'll have some fun with it. So you get to know Veronica. You ready?
Great. Yes.
Okay. Before we get any further, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell to be made aware of upcoming videos. We do new videos like this every week, and we'd hate for you to miss that. All right, so Veronica, we've been working together for over 3 years now. We've done multiple projects together. When you came into this house, what was your first impression?
The first time I saw the house, I'm looking for the focal points. I'm looking for what is it that my eyes caught at the first time when I came in. And I'm able to see it beyond the clutter, beyond the what is it at the moment.
Right.
And then to start making a list of the things that we must do and the things that we could improve to get the most for the money.
Yeah, return on investment.
That's right.
And and that's, you know, we talk about this in many videos. We talk about, are you going to make $3 on every dollar that you spend? Are you going to make $5? What's your general ROI or return on investment? And you know, Veronica has an eye for colors and design and making the house look amazingly beautiful. So if you look at the before pictures and the after pictures, you know, it's just wow. Wow. When you came into this house, it was pretty cluttery. He was kind of moving stuff around, right? Getting packed up, ready to go. What potential did you see in this house that we're sitting?
At the first moment you opened the door, the things that caught my eyes was, one is the space, the fireplace. It could be the main focal points as we ended to it. But the heart of the house is the kitchen. I will say that was needed a little bit of work.
Oh yes, it did.
So as we walk in, but the kitchen, it has a lot to get in your hands on. First of all, there was a upper cabinet right here. At the moment I came in and said, okay, take this down, put 2 pendant lights, added some breakfast nut table, extend the bar,
Right?
open it up.
Yeah.
So you have the view of the outside. One thing that the house made me look at the outside is it has big windows, especially this room. No obstruction, that's the best.
It makes it bright and airy.
Yes.
To me, it's better if it's bright and airy and we want to maximize square footage, right? So this house is pretty big. It's 1,800 and change square feet, but still, when you look, it has 2 main living areas plus 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms and a dining room. It could look crowded. And when we first walked in here, it was kind of a place where you had to like walk around because the guy lived here and he did a lot of different little projects here and there.
Right, and also the house seems a little bit small. The color of the walls were dark, so that's a help to open up the space. It was a navy blue.
It was navy blue inside the dining room and the living room area, right?
Right, and I have to say, when you look at the kitchen, for us, ladies, the new owner will be storage. We want storage, and I thought. My first thought when I decide, okay, let's take this down, is okay, let's look around, what else storage do we have in the kitchen? We don't take much out of the storage if you take this down, because we have the pantry, we have in this area all the upper cabinets around, so it was not so critical.
Right, but it made, I mean, you can see the before and after pictures, and it's just a huge space opener, right? Just the few cabinets. It was what, 3, maybe 4 feet worth of cabinets?
And remember what Brennan said? I said, gosh, why I didn't do it before? Such a simple change.
Thing, right? And then this was a boxed fluorescent, or this was a fluorescent box.
Right.
And we covered this up.
Lower the ceiling, make it flat, texture again, and put some recessed lights.
Yeah. And
it makes a clean.
Huge improvement too. I mean, it's so modern looking now compared to what it was, right?
Right.
So, Veronica, when I first introduced you to the seller, what was the initial conversation? Because when I introduced you, you're pretty much in charge of the project from start to finish before we put it on the market.
All right. Well, after the walkthrough and make the list of the areas that we're going to touch or repair or replace. I presented a scope of work to the homeowner, and he agreed to do some changes. Sometimes it happened that they don't want to change that. So we scratch it and move on.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the eye-opener, you know, and I tell people this all the time in my videos. The number one thing that people look for is air conditioning, especially when it's the summer and it's 103 degrees out.
Like last week.
The next thing is the kitchen, right? And if you have a kitchen that's original or it was updated in the 90s or the 80s, it's going to look dated and people are going to, I don't really care about, you know, that's okay. But if you put a fresh coat of paint on it, you can't just put latex paint or oil paint. You have to get special cabinet paint for this stuff. It makes it look rich and new, and the pictures look amazing. And when you look at these cabinets, they look like they're almost brand new. And that's the look and feel, right?
Right. They're solid. They're solid. They're good. Another thing that helped to the decision to paint the cabinets were everything around it that we wanted to do. And because of the navy blue color that was on the kitchen, I mean on the entryway, we decided to paint the whole house. And give it a fresh coat of paint. We went for the gray that will look...
Because gray is the new orange?
No.
Gray is the new
but
beige.
perhaps the new trending. But also because there are pieces in the house that we're not going to change. One was the floor. And the floor, this area, was not going to change.
Right.
So it was important for me to match the color of the wall with this one, with the color of the cabinets, and what countertop we're going to use.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why to paint it. It will be better.
Yeah, and this flooring down here was in great condition. You know, it's older and it's not worn at all, but when you went to the other rooms, the living room and the dining room and the bedrooms, it was all older carpet. And yeah, we could have spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars of getting the stains removed and getting shampooed and stretched out again. But the cost difference and the wow factor of putting in hardwood, it's actually laminate. All right, so you look at the counters, and I love this color. I don't even know what it's called, but I see it all the time. And they're still being used in new homes, which is beautiful. But the counter before was tile, right?
It was tile, the small 4x4 all over.
Right.
But you know, the grout gets all cracks, and you repair and repair and repair. It never gets good enough. At the moment at the beginning, when we decided to do the kitchen or reface, the peninsula was as big as just the counter on top of the cabinet.
So it's just 2 feet.
Exactly, 24 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So I suggest that we could go one more to create this stool bar area and the breakfast area and give them more of the money
Right.
for this. When we decide the colors of the wall that match the floor, we went to the cabinets, and the last was the counter.
But it has like a blue fleck in it,
Right.
and it's beautiful. And when you look at the backslash of the original kitchen versus now, it's like one of the most impressive parts of this entire project is the countertop, and you know,
Right.
the appliances that I picked up. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good improvement.
Yeah, and
All the appliances.
what's like the most important thing to you when you're doing a remodel to sell a house?
Bathroom and kitchen.
Bathrooms and kitchens.
And I have to say masters, main bathroom, master, and the kitchen.
Right, right. But everything that we did here, so a little bit of history on this house and what's been selling in this specific area, price per square foot. I actually sold the house next door, which Veronica helped me get ready to go as well. And we sold that in a record amount of time. And just a few weeks later, on the opposite side of the street, there's a house that listed and sold really quick, and that sold and closed. And then we put this one on the market, and we sold it in 3 days, and we got $32,000 higher than the last sold comp. And it was because the seller put in
Well, his
25?
budget was 25 to 30.
Okay,
That was the budget.
okay.
So I locked on 25 myself.
In the condition it was in, this house would have sold for maybe $850, $900 on the top. When you put in that kind of money, you're gonna make it. So this house sold for $1.1 million. And the lady that sold the house on the opposite end of the street, I talked to her the other day and we were talking, and I don't know if it was anger or jealousy. She's like, I can't believe it sold for that much. But it's because we put the extra time and energy and made it look pretty, and it wowed it, you know. It totally improved it.
Completely.
I mean, the ROI
From
on
the
that 30,000, let's say it's $30,000, he earned an extra 200,000 on that. So you do the calculation on that, that's more than $5 per dollar spent.
Right.
And here's the thing. This on top of the marketing, which we do the drone video, we do the 360, we do professional photography, we do staging, we do everything. We wound up having 40 groups of people come through in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday in 30-minute increments.
Wow.
It was packed. It was packed. People were begging and pleading to come in. They were calling me off the hook.
Wow.
Because it looked amazing. And we wound up getting 40 showings. We had 20 disclosure downloads. We had 6 offers overall, and we beat the last sale by $32,000, whatever that number is. And it's a record in this neighborhood, and it's because...
No. No.
I'll pay a homage.
It was a team work.
Yes, right. Absolutely.
It was a teamwork.
So...
But thank you, though.
I'll take it.
When I present the idea, 'cause perhaps some of them, they don't see it until they could touch it.
Okay.
One of it was the counter. I took him to the place, and we made people move the slabs from one side to another. But it was important for him to know that there was, I needed his approval and to pick the material. He was very concerned why he was going to, how he was going to look, or it was going to look.
That's the other thing too, you know, I don't have that eye that you have. Like when you redid Edmondson and you had them focus on getting that color done, and we redid my kitchen at home, there are things that were, I was like, oh no, that's not gonna work. But I'm like, just trust the process. Trust the process. And you know, it's amazing, right?
And trust the vision a little bit.
Right.
I want to make sure that all the elements are in front of you and you could see they go with each other. That was my main point.
Right.
That everything matches, all the textures and colors and surface will go well. I managed a lot of people before, and I
Millions
make sure
of dollars of projects, yes.
make sure that people is doing their work on their time, and we have a calendar. We have a work calendar that I put in the walls, and every day I come and see what is everybody doing, what is it that they're working on this week, and if they are prepared for next week. And the scope of work, there were now things like the fireplace, and that delayed a lot of more stuff around the house.
It was over a week delay because of a fireplace.
Right.
Right?
And I have to say, we did have plan for the fireplace.
Right.
It's not like we were not going to touch the fireplace, but the process was simple and faster. We took a week and a half just to finish what we could do. And
In a
this
day?
and that.
In a day, right? I mean, it was just like, yeah, so that was the upsell, and right, because that wasn't really part of the budget, and then it turned out to be like a little bit of a nightmare. So the bottom line is we can work with that. We want to work with our contractors because we know what their budgets are, how they work, that if they say they're going to get done on a Saturday and we expect it to be done on a Saturday, it will be done on a Saturday. And it's important because of the timing all the way through and the workmanship. And it's huge because there were some other things that we had to call them back on to get done. Like I said in the beginning, if you're going to do a construction project, you can hire a contractor, you can hire somebody that's going to do it, but you better make sure that they get it done on time and within budget and in constraint. And if you want to spend 4 or 5 extra hours a day focused on the project when somebody else is supposed to be doing it, that's on you. It's amazing to see, and I actually recommended Veronica to a friend, and they said, or our contractor comes with a project manager. And that was a huge, spidey senses moment for me. I'm like, but who's paying for this guy, this project manager? Well, the contractor's paying for it. Okay, so the contractor is basically in charge of the project manager. Right, and it wound up being like a 6-month job. Because the project manager is just like, I'm ordering materials, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm not really cracking the whip on the contractor because the contractor was the boss.
Oh.
And I checked in with them every once in a while.
No, you're not talking about me.
No, absolutely not. No, this is my friend over in Santa Clara. And they had their kitchen redone, and I recommended you. And they're like, no, they have a project manager. I'm like, you should get Veronica. She's going to cost you extra money, but at the end of the day, she's going to save you money and time and anguish and sleepless nights, because she takes care of all that for you, and she has that conversation with the contractor up front. She controls the process for you, and she has amazing ideas on design. So she's worth every penny. If you're not going to sell your house and you want to redo your kitchen, I consider giving Veronica a call at this number down here. It was great talking to Veronica. And
thank you for having me.
Thank you for doing this. On the next project, I'm going to bring her in and we'll do a little bit of the daily routine so you can see what she's up against, how she talks to contractors, etc. All right. I'm Vito Scarnecchia, and this is
Veronica McCoy.
With the Albatano Group, powered by Cool Banker. We'll see you out there.
Gracias.
Do me a favor real quick, take 2 seconds and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also hit the like, the little thumbs up, and the little bell so you'll be notified of upcoming videos.